Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to True Telos Trading. Today is December 5th, 2025. We got two trades in this morning. One was on an A quality stock, the other was on a B quality stock, but we are red on both of those stocks today. We have a lot more momentum in the market than we've had this entire week on this Friday. And a lot of the stocks that are moving up are a very, very low float. The float is like below 1 million shares, and I'm not that I'm guessing, I'm knowing it's because of the stock SMX. This morning, it went all the way up to $400. Yesterday, it closed somewhere around 160, 170. Today, it reached a high of $400 pre-market. And this is a stock that we saw back last month that was at $5. It has a very low float, I think, of under 200,000. I think it's close to 100,000 shares. And this stock has gone up exponentially. So we are seeing a lot of stocks that match that same type of float where it's below 1 million, going up off of no news. I'm calling it sympathy momentum, just off of this one stock going up. We did not trade those sympathy momentum stocks. We attempted to stick to our True Telos trading grading scale, but today was not our day. Let's go ahead and get into those stocks of the day. The first stock we traded this morning, the ticker was TDIC. Again, today's date is December 5th, 2025. The stock did have breaking news this morning. This will be a 3 here on the True Telos trading grading scale. It was trading, it had below 10 million shares for a float. We would put a 2 here. It was trading above its 200 moving average. We put a 2 here. It was up over 40% this morning. When we bought it, it was below $10. I do believe when we bought this stock, it was under $1, close to 52 cents. We'll be sure to check that when we get into our chart. It was the number 3 stock in the market this morning. This will be a +1. It did not reach any all-time highs. This will be a +0. Oh, correction. It was not trading above the 200 moving average because this stock didn't have a 200 moving average yet at all. It hasn't been on the market for that 200 days to give it a 200 moving average. So that would be a 0, correction. So when we add all of these together, this gives us a score of 8. And an 8 on the True Telos trading grading scale is a B quality stock. So on this B quality stock, we did not actually have an entry strategy to this. This was close to, or it was a FOMO trade. We were in fear of missing out on the next move of this stock. I was looking at this stock earlier this morning. It had made a pretty decent move, and I was looking to capitalize off of the next move. I didn't trade it this morning because like I saw, it was an 8 on the True Telos trading grading scale. So definitely a FOMO trade. I didn't get into it when it was moving earlier, but I chose to get into it later because I missed the first move and wanted to catch the second move. If it was a second, it was not a second move at the time when I traded it. So I cut that trade short and it ended up a loss. We were down on this stock just 3 cents. 3 cents each share. And because it was under $1, I was able to buy a pretty hefty sum of shares. I think it was 892 shares of its stock, and I was down $3. We were in this trade for a little bit over 3 minutes. And as we know, as I discussed before, when I'm trading a stock and the trade goes over 190 seconds, my percentage with accuracy drops. So as soon as that went over that, as soon as I saw that I was a little bit over that 3 minutes, I went ahead and shut down that trade because I didn't want to continue to see that stock continue to go down. We were down on this stock today about $26.82. It's not a very bad bad trade. Well, it is a bad trade, but it's not groundbreaking. Let's go ahead and get into the second stock to see how we traded this stock as well. The second stock we traded, the ticker was JFBR. Again, today is the 5th of December, 2025. This stock also had breaking news this morning. This will be a 3 here. The stock's float was below that 10 million shares. It was actually trading above the 200 moving average. The price or the percentage was up about 50 something percent when we traded, probably a little bit higher. Like I said, we'll get into how much it was up when we look at the chart for this stock. The price was under $10 when we bought this stock. It was not among the top three. It was actually number 4 on the all-time stocks today. It was number 4, and it was not at any all-time highs. If we add all of these numbers together, this gives us a score of 9, which makes this, according to our True Telos trading grading scale, an A quality stock. So what strategy did I use for this stock? This one was also a FOMO trade. The reason why this one was a FOMO trade is because today is Friday. I was negative on the stock that I traded previously. I was negative on stock TDIC. So I wanted to have some type of win for today. When I bought JFBR, Jeff Brands, it was actually moving up very, very well off very good volume. It was a continuation from the news. It had made a move earlier this morning, and it was making another move. So I bought at the top of that move. Right after I bought at the top, the thing began to pull back. On that pullback, I sold those shares because I was expecting a continuation, but when I didn't get that continuation, that was a signal to me to go ahead and sell those shares. And this definitely was a FOMO trade because I was only able to buy, I think, 27 shares of this stock. 27 shares of this stock would not have given me any sort of profit that would have been substantial. But like I said, I wanted to be green on something because it was Friday. Definitely a FOMO trade, fear of missing out. I got out of this trade as soon as it retraced on me. On this one, on those 27 shares, we lost approximately 22 cents per share off those 27. We were only in this for a minute or so. We were only in this trade for about a minute before we went ahead and closed this one down. And we are down on this trade $5.72. So today we are down a little bit over 30. They were both FOMO trades, something that I do not want to continue doing because that's too much risk on the account, even if it is an A according to the True Telos trading grading scale. If it doesn't match those criteria in which I need to get in the trade, I shouldn't be trading it. Let's go ahead and get into the charts to see how we traded these stocks today. This is the first stock we traded this morning. When I said I wish I would have got in earlier if I was going to trade this stock at all, I did see the stock pop up right here and saw the retrace and then come back up right here. Why didn't I get into it right here? I asked myself, and it was because I was a little bit nervous that it didn't match the True Telos trading grading scale as the A quality because we didn't have a 200 moving average on the daily. Because this stock hasn't been up for 200 days, we don't have a 200 moving average, so I didn't know where the average price of this stock actually was. But it did have a lot of momentum while it was moving up off of these highs here. It was over 100,000, 600,000 shares per minute on this stock. So it was definitely something that I could have got in, but because I was nervous, I didn't quite get in when I saw this stock moving up. This was a good breaking high of day strategy to enter here. And I had these spots already marked off and it hit them perfectly. I had these already marked off and it hit them perfectly, but I did not engage in the trade because I hesitated. And because of that FOMO, with that hesitation, with it meeting my criteria and hitting those spots exactly, those resistance points in which I marked off, I figured over here, since I saw MACD coming back up. I'm thinking we're going to have a positive MACD cross to where I can enter this right here, and it hits that same point, but the trade had already transpired earlier that morning, earlier this morning. So this was definitely a FOMO trade, hoping that it goes back up. We did have a fair bit of volume coming in. So again, I'm thinking that it's going to get back up, but I should have noticed I already missed the trade earlier today. Sometimes it works in my favor, sometimes it doesn't. And this was one of those times where it didn't. If I can just direct your attention here, I thought I had sold all the shares. Like I pressed the sell button for 100%. I thought I sold all the shares, but I did not fill that order, and I did not notice that the order wasn't filled completely. So 17, and then one more share filled a little bit later at lower prices. It's perfectly fine. Like I said, it didn't break the account. I was only down about 4 cents on these trades, on this trade here. So that, like I said, put me down on only $26. And that's time constraint that I have for my trades are doing me very, very well. If I would have held on to that for any amount of time that I did before I start putting the time constraint on the analytics that showed me when the trades that work in my favor are very short when it comes to time wise, I would probably be down a lot more because I would have held on to it, wishing that it would have came back up. But again, this is a negative trade. It was a FOMO trade, not based off of any strategy that I had for myself. If I was going based off the strategies that I did have, I would have entered here completely FOMO. Let's go ahead and move on to JFBR to see that trade that we took on this stock as well. Again, another FOMO trade. I saw this stock squeezing up. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee that it was a FOMO trade because I was already jotting down the notes from the trade that I took previously before I saw this one popping up. So I saw it popping up here. It hit 4. We all know that psychological resistance are at $half and whole dollars. It hit that $4, and I bought the dip off of that 4, thinking that we were going to get a retracement back up here. I was a little bit early because it did come back up and got right above that resistance point of 4, that psychological resistance. But right after I bought the dip, it continued lower. As it continued lower, we went ahead and sold that position. When I'm trading off of psychological resistance, I want to see a small retracement and then it jumped back up. I don't want to see it going down for a long period of time or going below that previous candle. Previous candle was the one that made the high. Right after it dropped below that, I went ahead and sold the entire position. Like I said, we didn't even have a lot of shares in this. It was about 27 shares. Let's go ahead and go to our order window so you can see how many shares. 26 shares of Jeff Branson, 892 shares of TDIC I bought, and we are down on both of those. So today, let's check and see where our P&L stands as it is with today's trades. We are currently down today $32.54. Not a big red day. I believe this week. Let's check and see where our P&L stands for this week. We are at about $54 and some change. So it's still a good week, a bad day for us today, but we won't let that get the best of us. We're going to learn from our mistakes and continue to trade our strategy and be disciplined in everything that we are doing. If you love this content, please don't be afraid to like and subscribe. If you have any questions for me, as always, I'm an open book when it comes to everything. You can ask me anything. We will see you all next Monday, and welcome to True Telos Trading.